Hello, my dear friends. I'm so delighted you're here with me today, joining in on this little chat like we're sitting together in my cozy kitchen, sipping some herbal tea and sharing life's best tips. If you're tuning in, I bet you're someone who's passionate about living a vibrant, healthy life, especially as we embrace our 70s and beyond. Today, I want to share something that's close to my heart and my plate. It's all about how eating lots of green vegetables and plant-based foods can help us stay healthy, energetic, and full of joy well into our golden years. I've seen the magic of these foods in my own life, and I can't wait to tell you all about it. So, let's dig in, pun intended, and explore how these colorful, wholesome foods can be your secret to a longer, happier life. Let me take you back a bit. When I turned 70, I started noticing little changes. My energy wasn't quite what it used to be, and I'd feel a bit sluggish after meals. I thought, maybe this is just how it is now. But then I had a lovely chat with my dear friend Margaret, a retired nutritionist from Seattle, who's always been my go-to for health advice. We were catching up over Zoom call. She was enjoying her morning smoothie, and I was nibbling on some toast. And she said, "Honey, have you tried adding more greens to your plate? They've done wonders for me." That got me thinking. I started filling my meals with spinach, kale, broccoli, and all sorts of plant-based goodies, and oh my goodness, the difference was like night and day. I felt lighter, my digestion improved, and I even had more pep in my step to chase after my grandkids. It's become a daily joy, and I'm so excited to share how it can be yours too. Let's start with why green vegetables are such superstars for our health, especially after 70. These leafy wonders, like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard, are packed with nutrients that our bodies crave as we age. They're loaded with fiber, which keeps our digestion smooth, and they're brimming with vitamins like A, C, and K, which boost our immunity and keep our bones strong. A 2019 study from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health followed over 15,000 adults age 70 and older, and they found that those who ate at least 5 servings of green vegetables a week had a 25% lower risk of heart disease. That's incredible, right? The study showed that the antioxidants in greens, like lutein and zeaxanthin, help reduce inflammation and protect our hearts. My friend Paul from London started adding spinach to his morning omelets after his doctor mentioned his cholesterol levels. And within 6 months, his numbers were the best they'd been in years. So, let's make a plan to add a handful of greens to our meals, maybe a kale salad for lunch or some sautéed broccoli with dinner. It's a small change that can make a big difference. Now, let's talk about the power of plant-based foods as a whole, not just greens, but beans, lentils, nuts, seeds, and whole grains too. These foods are like nature's gift to us, especially as we age. They're naturally low in saturated fats and high in fiber, which helps keep our blood sugar steady and our hearts happy. A 2020 study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition tracked over 10,000 people aged 65 and older across the U.S., and they found that those who ate a mostly plant-based diet had a 20% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes. That's huge for us, because managing blood sugar gets trickier as we age. My neighbor Susan from California switched to a plant-based diet after her doctor warned her about prediabetes, and she's been thriving ever since. She makes the most delicious lentil soup, and she says it fills her up without weighing her down. I've tried her recipe, and let me tell you, it's become a staple in my house. Why not try adding a plant-based meal to your week? Maybe a hearty chickpea stew or a quinoa salad with lots of veggies. It's a tasty way to nourish your body. One of the things I love most about green veggies and plant-based foods is how they help us fight inflammation. As we get older, inflammation can creep up, leading to joint pain, fatigue, and even chronic diseases. But the phytonutrients in greens, like sulforaphane in broccoli, act like little firefighters, putting out those inflammation flames. A 2018 study from the University of California, Los Angeles, showed that older adults who ate more cruciferous vegetables, like broccoli and Brussels sprouts, had 15% lower levels of inflammatory markers in their blood. My friend John from Boston used to struggle with arthritis in his knees, but after adding Brussels sprouts to his dinners 3 times a week, he says he's moving around with less pain. He even started a little garden to grow his own greens, and he beams with pride every time he harvests a batch. You can start small too. Maybe roast some broccoli with a drizzle of olive oil or toss some arugula into your sandwich. It's a delicious way to feel better from the inside out. Let's not forget about how these foods can keep our brains sharp, which is so important as we age. Greens like spinach and kale are rich in folate and vitamin E, which support brain health and help protect against cognitive decline. A 2021 study from the Rush University Medical Center in Chicago followed over 1,000 seniors for 5 years and found that those who ate leafy greens daily were cognitively 11 years younger than those who didn't. Isn't that amazing? They linked it to the high levels of vitamin K and beta-carotene in greens, which help protect brain cells. My friend Linda from Manchester started making green smoothies with spinach, berries, and a banana every morning, and she says her memory feels sharper. She even remembered all the names of her grandkids' friends at their last birthday party. I've started doing the same, and I love how it makes me feel ready to tackle my day. Why not blend up a smoothie or add some greens to your breakfast? It's a simple way to give your brain a boost. Another fantastic benefit of eating more greens and plant-based foods is how they support our gut health. A healthy gut is like the foundation of a house. It keeps everything else running smoothly. These foods are rich in fiber and prebiotics, which feed the good bacteria in our gut and keep things moving along. A 2022 study from the University of Cambridge found that older adults who ate a diet high in plant-based foods had a 30% lower risk of digestive issues like constipation and bloating. My friend David from Texas used to struggle with sluggish digestion, but after adding beans and leafy greens to his meals, he says he feels lighter and more comfortable. He loves making a black bean and avocado salad. It's so tasty, and he says it's like a little party on his plate. You can try it too. Maybe swap out a heavy meal for a lighter, plant-based option a few times a week. Your gut will thank you, and you'll feel so much better. Let's talk about bone health, because keeping our bones strong is so important as we age. Green vegetables like kale and collard greens are packed with calcium and vitamin K, which help maintain bone density and reduce the risk of fractures. A 2019 study from the National Institutes of Health showed that older adults who ate more vitamin K-rich foods had a 20% lower risk of osteoporosis. My friend Helen from New York started adding collard greens to her soups after she learned about her risk for osteoporosis, and her doctor was thrilled at her last bone density scan. She even shared her recipe with me. It's got garlic, onions, and a pinch of chili flakes for a little kick. I've been making it too, and it feels so good to know I'm doing something for my bones. Why not try adding some greens to your next meal? A side of sautéed kale or a handful of spinach in your pasta can go a long way. Eating more greens and plant-based foods can also help us maintain a healthy weight, which is key for staying active and independent. These foods are naturally low in calories but high in nutrients, so you can eat a big, satisfying plate without overdoing it. A 2020 study from the British Journal of Nutrition found that seniors who ate a plant-based diet were 15% less likely to gain excess weight over 5 years. My friend Mary from Sydney lost a few pounds after she started eating more salads and veggie soups, and she says she feels more energetic to play with her grandkids. She makes a roasted vegetable medley with zucchini, peppers, and a sprinkle of herbs. It's so good, I've started making it too. You can experiment with your own recipes. Maybe a stir-fry with lots of greens or a hearty bean chili. It's a fun way to eat well and feel great. One of the best parts about this way of eating is how it boosts our mood and energy. Greens and plant-based foods are rich in magnesium and B vitamins, which help our bodies produce feel-good chemicals like serotonin. A 2021 study from the University of California, San Francisco, showed that older adults who ate more plant-based foods reported a 25% improvement in mood and energy levels. My friend Robert from Chicago started adding more greens to his diet after feeling a bit down, and he says he's smiling more than ever. He even started a little dance club with his neighbors. I've noticed it too. After a big salad with spinach, avocado, and chickpeas, I feel ready to take on the day. So, let's fill our plates with color and feel that joy bubble up inside us. How do we make this a part of our lives? Start small and make it fun. I began by adding a handful of spinach to my morning eggs, then worked my way up to a big salad for lunch. I also love trying new recipes. Last week, I made a zucchini noodle dish with a creamy avocado sauce, and it was a hit at our family dinner. You can explore your local farmer's market for fresh greens, maybe chat with the vendors for tips on how to cook them. My friend Clara from England loves her weekly market trips. She says it's like a treasure hunt for the best veggies. And don't be afraid to get creative. Blend greens into a smoothie, toss them into a soup, or even bake kale chips for a crunchy snack. The key is to enjoy the process and celebrate every step. As we wrap up, I want to share how much joy this journey has brought me. Eating more greens and plant-based foods has given me energy, clarity, and a renewed sense of vitality. And I know it could do the same for you. The science is clear. From better heart health to a sharper mind, these foods are a gift we can give ourselves every day. So, my dear friends, let's embrace this with open hearts. Fill your plates with greens, try a new recipe, and watch how your body thanks you. I'm so excited for you to feel this difference. What's your favorite green, veggie, or plant-based dish? Share with me below. I'd love to hear all about it. Here's to thriving in our 70s and beyond with health, happiness, and so much love. See you in the next chat.